thank you for joining me. Hopefully this lesson we're just going to do quick, although probably not as quick as I envisioned, intro to / what is Qigong. So Qigong is very loosely translated as energy work. And what the energy is, up for debate. Many different traditions from around the world have a very similar concept to Qi, or Ki, or Prana, or you name it, on and on and on. Vital force, nervous electrical energy, mitochondria production, however you want to phrase it, whatever. It is what we run on. And so for Qigong being this vital energy work, basically means how we are going to use the fuel in our body to do specific things. And those specific things can be innumerous. There are probably millions of Qigongs current or have existed throughout the years, and they are used for pretty much any sort of martial or medical or mystical type work in the Chinese traditions. So most commonly where you're going to come across Qigong today is in a Tai Chi class. There will probably be some Qigongs that you will do. These can be very simple, brief movements up to extended sets, like a Tai Chi set. And their purposes are innumerous, from general relaxation to specific health benefits, fixing specific medical conditions. And then you will also come across Qigongs in basically every form of Chinese Kung Fu. And for the external styles, those are going to be thought of more as specific training doctrines. So if you've ever watched the videos of the crazy monks bending spears with their necks, they're using a Qigong to gain that specific function for their bodies. Tai Chi doesn't generally like to spear people in the throat, so we don't do anything like that in our practice. Most of our stuff is probably going to be more closely related to the medical side of Qigong, and the medical side of Qigong is, in a way, it would be part of a prescription that your doctor would give you. So you would go to your doctor with a specific ailment. They would give you a treatment with acupuncture, cupping, moxibustion, you name it, sort of thing. They would probably give you a herbal formula to go take, and or some tinctures or some other little medicine type thing, and they would assign you a specific Qigong or basic exercise to help you with your condition. So those medical Qigongs are, like I said, they're a prescription. So if you have a particular thing, your doctor might give you a particular exercise for that. In Tai Chi classes, since we're not really specifically doctors, although your Tai Chi teacher may be a doctor, but in general in a Tai Chi class we're not really doing that level of assessment and prescription. So our Qigongs are, generally speaking, going to be a little more holistic. So it's going to be more treating all of the body's systems, and that is a really deep study and a rabbit hole you can go down. It won't be covered in this class. However, it is important to know that these things are out there and available for you, and I highly encourage you, if you are at all interested in the medical side of Chinese medicine or the internal martial arts, anything like that, there are fabulous teachers, plenty of good books out there, lots of fantastic resources, and I'm not going to recommend any in particular here, but if you do have any favorites, feel free to drop them in the comments, and specifically tell, if it really worked for you, what really struck you about it, what about that particular teacher you really liked, and let other people know in case they want to go into that sort of thing. For our purposes, we're going to do some very general Qigong work, some very general energy work. But that's also going to bring us into a particular definition that we need to kind of clear up, and that is the difference between Qigong and Tai Chi. And this is a bit of a squares, rectangles sort of situation, where all squares are rectangles, but not all rectangles are squares. And in this particular analogy, Qigong is the rectangle and Tai Chi is the square. So all of Tai Chi is a Qigong. We are working with the body's natural energetic systems, and we are doing our movements in a Qigong way, where we are very much focused on posture and breath and allowing the body's energy systems to flow, and we are opening and closing our systems so that all of this qi can move freely about our body. And that's one of the biggest goals of doing like a medical qigong, where in a medical qigong they might be concerned about energy being stuck or congested or something in a particular energetic system or part of your body, if you want to think of it that way. In Tai Chi, we just want the whole thing open and freely and moving. So that's why Tai Chi is a holistic Qigong. We're going for everything. And your medical or martial Qigongs are after very specific things. Hey there, Future Ed here. So when making this intro to Qigong, I'm trying to keep it extremely brief. I, of course, missed out on at least one major concept that I wanted to get it in right away, and that is the importance of imagination. So in these sorts of practices, imagination is absolutely key as an entryway. It is how we start to access other parts of our sensory systems. So when we're moving air around our body, like we're trying to breathe into, like our knee, for instance, obviously air isn't going down into our knee, but we can use our imagination to make believe and pretend that it does. And that's going to allow our mind to get down into that place and feel what's going on. So we're starting off by pretending, and we're using that to get into the actual sensations of things that are happening in our body that we're not used to paying attention to. So it really is kind of a fake it until you make it situation. We're just going to put on our childhood pretend hats. It could be a pirate hat or a princess crown, whatever it is. And we're going to use that childlike wonder and exploration and pretend feelings as a gateway into this whole world, and learning how to reconnect with sensations in our body and use it to be able to freely move our mind all around our body, into all the places that we're just kind of used to ignoring. So have fun with it, get out that childlike wonder, put a nice big grin on your face, this is playtime, enjoy it. So I hope that cleared it up. It probably made it worse, and I apologize for that. These concepts are ginormous and they have a long and storied history. Far too great to be summed up in any meaningful way, but hopefully that helps us get along our path and on into the next step, and gives us places to go and things to explore in the future. So thank you for bearing with me through that brief but not too brief explanation, intro to what is Qigong. We'll see you in the next one.